Happy July! Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be picking out my Book of the Month book for July. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want more book videos. Okay, so first of all, before I dive into the July selections, so last month, June, I selected Things We Do in the Dark. It's a thriller. I'm already at part 2. I'm like 20% in. I'm at page 67, and I'm actually enjoying it so far. Thrillers aren't typically like the books that like I gravitate towards, but I actually am really enjoying it. I'm very curious to know like the secrets and to know like where the story is going. So this one is being released. It was a new release for Book of the Month. It came out, you picked it for your June selection, but it was an early release. So this is coming out like mid-July. But yeah, so I do recommend like checking this out if you like thrillers, because yeah, I'm actually enjoying it so far. Okay, but let's look and see what July has in store for us. Okay, so we're working around her. I'm actually kind of surprised that she like is desperate to sit with me. She usually, like lately, she's been kind of like annoyed with me when I'm filming, so I don't know, I'm kind of excited to have her here today. So July's picks, we have, so just kind of looking through here, we have 5 selections. So we have a thriller, a sci-fi, romance. Okay. Are there more romances? No. Thriller and then literary fiction. Okay, not gonna lie, probably going to end up picking the romance unless it like completely doesn't appeal to me, but romance is my favorite. It's what I gravitate towards. Last month there wasn't a romance, and if there would have been, I probably would have picked it, but there wasn't, so that's why I picked the thriller. So, not gonna lie, the romance is probably going to trump everything else. But let's pretend like the other ones have a shot, and let's just see what they're about. Okay, so the first one, I do really like that cover. That's a pretty cool cover. It kind of reminds me of the Things We Do in the Dark cover that I just showed, like with the lady's face and everything. I kind of like that cover though. Okay, so the first is a thriller, and it's Firstborn by Will Dean. So when her sister turns up dead across the ocean, a young woman is sent on an exhilarating search for answers. Okay, so we're at 4-star ratings so far. That's pretty good. Around 1,000 ratings. So I'm kind of confused because it said that this one is the expected publication is July 5th, but it was first published April 12th. So I'm a little unclear on, is this already out? Because it looks like there's like been a couple of different covers. So if this came out in April, it's been kind of a while. Okay, so Amazon says expected publication is July 5th, so I'm gonna go with July 5th. So regardless, let's see what this is about. Okay, from the acclaimed author of The Last Thing to Burn, a psychological thriller about the dark secrets that emerge when a woman's twin sister is murdered. Sisters, soulmates, strangers. Molly Raven lives a quiet, structured life in London, finding comfort and security in routine. Her identical twin, Katie, living in New York, is the exact opposite, outgoing, spontaneous, and adventurous. But when Molly hears that Katie has died, possibly murdered, she is thrown into unfamiliar territory. As terrifying as it is, she knows she must travel across the ocean and find out what happened. But as she tracks her twin's final movements, cracks begin to emerge, and she slowly realizes her sister was not who she thought she was, and there's a dangerous web of deceit surrounding the two of them. Okay, sounds like your like typical thriller. First of all, curious how old they are. Curious, since they're like strangers, were they close growing up? Like how long have they been like separated, living on different sides of, like living away from each other? So some questions. Ooh, Will Dean, like your picture. You're cute. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I mean, it sounds like a pretty good, straightforward thriller. What else you got? Book of the month? Okay, we have a sci-fi book. Sci-fi. I don't remember the last time I read a sci-fi book. This is a 3P author, Upgrade by Blake Crotch. Logan Ramsey learns the hard way that sometimes evolution can be a real downgrade if you're not careful. Wow, he's got his whole little advertisement banner going on. Good for him. Okay, so this one, expected publication is July 12th. Okay, over 1,000 ratings, 4.16. That's pretty good. You are the next step in human evolution. Dun, dun, dun. At first, Logan Ramsey isn't sure if anything's different. He just feels a little sharper, better able to concentrate, better at multitasking, reading a bit faster, memorizing better, needing less sleep. That makes me think of, what was that movie? Oh, Limitless. Makes me think of Limitless. I'm pretty sure it was Limitless. If it wasn't Limitless, I'll say what it actually was, but I'm pretty sure it was Limitless, which I did see that and it was good. My husband really likes, there's actually a TV show that, I don't know if it was a spinoff or what it was, but he really liked the show too. Okay, but before long, he can't deny it. Something's happening to his brain, his body. He's starting to see the world and those around him, even he loves most, in whole new ways. The truth is, Logan's genome has been hacked, and there's a reason he's been targeted for this upgrade. A reason that goes back decades to the darkest part of his past and horrific family legacy. Worse still, what's happening to him is just the first step in a much larger plan, one that will inflict the same changes on humanity at large at a terrifying cost. Because of his new abilities, Logan's the one person in the world capable of stopping what's been set in motion. But to have a chance at winning this war, he'll have to become something other than himself, maybe even something other than human. This is probably like taking place in the future, but like when? Or is it like in a different like universe type thing? I'm curious by that. Even as he's fighting, he can't help wondering, what if humanity's only hope for a future really does lie in engineering our own evolution? Intimate in a scale yet epic in scope, Upgrade is an intricately plotted, lightning-fast tale that charts one man's thrilling transformation, even as it asks us to ponder the limits of our humanity and our boundless potential. All right. Oh, it says that he's the author of the novel Dark Matter, for which he's writing the screenplay for Sony Pictures. Good for him. Yeah. I mean, I think that if you're into like, I don't know, kind of not really dystopian, but like kind of like AI, like Blade Runner, like, oh, have you seen the movie Ex Machina? That's what it makes, like the AI type stuff. That's what it makes me kind of like think of. Like he kind of got like an AI upgrade like implanted in him. I don't know. But Ex Machina is so good if you're into like those types of movies, like AI, like futuristic, like things like that. Totally recommend that. But yeah, I mean, I think it sounds very interesting. Romance time. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm like rushing through the first two because I'm like, what's this romance book about? Okay, Romance, the Bodyguard. I do love the little flowers at the bottom of the cover. I think that looks really nice. So this is a 3P author, Katherine Center. I've never heard of her or read any of her other books. So curious by that. Okay, protect and serve, that's the job. But in this witty romance, the real question is whose heart needs protecting? All right, the Bodyguard. Oh, I already have this as marked to read. I already have this as one to read. How come I didn't know this? Oh gosh, I shelved this way back in April. Look at me. I'm just shelving all of these romance books and I can't even keep them straight. Okay, well that makes me even more excited. The fact that like me from a few months ago was like, ooh, this sounds good. And now it just happens to be a book of the month pick. Like we're probably picking it, not gonna lie. Okay, so it is all this stuff, over 2,000 ratings, a 4.34. That's pretty good. Sometimes these like, I don't know if I want to say cheesy, but sometimes romance books, like initially, like through like ARCs and stuff, like I've noticed for like other ones, like sometimes they can be a little bit lower in the star ratings. So I'm pretty pleased that I feel like that's a really good rating so far. Okay, so this comes out July 19th. I don't even remember shelving this. I'm hoping that like it kind of like rings a bell when I like read through the synopsis. I don't know. I feel like I marked so many things like want to read and then I completely forget about them. Okay, so she's got his back. Hannah Brooks looks more like a kindergarten teacher than somebody who could kill you with a wine bottle opener or a ballpoint pen or a dinner napkin. But the truth is she's she's the bodyguard. That's cool. She's a protection agent, aka bodyguard, and she just got hired to protect superstar actor Jack Stapleton from his middle... from his... What? From his middle-aged corgi breeding stalker. All right. What? He's got... Oh gosh. I feel like this is going to be a funny read. Like a good funny, like I feel like it's going to be like, I like when romance books like know what they are and they don't take themselves too seriously, and like I'm excited. Okay, he's got her heart. Jack Stapleton's a household name, captured by paparazzi on beaches of the world over, famous for among other things, rising out of the waves in a manner of all clingy board shorts and glistening like a Roman deity. But a few years back, in the wake of a family tragedy, he dropped from the public eye and went off the grid. They've got a secret. When Jack's mom gets sick, he comes home to the family's Texas ranch to help out. Only one catch. He doesn't want his family to know about his stalker or the bodyguard thing. Oh, is this going to be a fake dating? And so Hannah, against her will and her better judgment, finds herself pretending to be Jack's girlfriend as cover, even though her ex, like a jerk, says no one will believe it. Oh, I like fake dating. What could possibly go wrong? Hannah hardly believes it herself, but the more time she spends with Jack, the more real it starts to seem. And there lies the heartbreak, because it's easy for Hannah to protect Jack, but protecting her own long neglected heart, that's the hardest thing she's ever done. Okay, so I'm pretty excited. I like fake dating. I feel like there's probably going to be close proximity because they're stuck together on this Texas ranch. And she's the bodyguard, so I feel like she's going to be a really strong female character, which is my favorite. I like when, like, there's, like, she's super strong, take charge, like, I kind of like the alpha female. So I'm pretty excited about this one. I think it sounds good. And pretty excited about the fact that I've already marked this as want to read. So what a happy coincidence that instead of buying it from like Amazon or something, I can just get it through Book of the Month. Okay, but am curious real quick just to see what else she has written, because I have not read any of her other things. Things you save in a fire, how to walk away, what you wish for. Yeah, I haven't heard of any of those. So if I like this one, I'm over here like, oh, I already know I'm picking it, but I haven't looked at the other two yet. So calm down. But if I like this one, then I have other books by her I can read. So, okay, so let's pretend to be interested in the other books. Okay, we have an early release. I like that, actually, because the other one, The Things We Do in the Dark, that was an early release, and you feel kind of special being like, oh, I already have this and I can read it, and it's like not released yet. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so another thriller. So that's 2 this month. I don't know. I wonder if I'm going to get more into thrillers. We'll see. Okay, You're Invited. It's a cool cover. Welcome to the Wedding from Hell. I've said multiple times, I do not like books about weddings. Hate it. Like, why is this immediately like a ripoff of The Guest List, it seems like, which I read and I hated? Okay. Let's start over. Welcome to the Wedding from Hell. We've got lost dresses, tabloids, private investigators, and an unexplained murder. Okay, so like I said initially, like right off the bat, it makes me think of The Guest List, which The Guest List is actually what sparked my hatred of books about weddings, just because I found it so taxing. So let's see exactly what this one is about. Okay, so You're Invited. 4.23, 74 ratings. So this is the early release. So this one's getting released August 9th. What could be worse than your ex-boyfriend marrying your childhood best friend, getting accused of her murder. Oh, poor girl. From the author of My Sweet Girl comes a dangerously addictive new thriller about a lavish Sri Lankan wedding celebration that not everyone will survive. When Amaya is invited to Kavi's over-the-top wedding in Sri Lanka, she is surprised and a little hurt to hear from her former best friend after so many years of radio silence. But when Amaya learns that the groom is her very own ex-boyfriend, why would you invite this person to your wedding? She is consumed by a single thought. She must stop the wedding from happening no matter what the cost. Just don't go. But as the week-long wedding celebrations begin and rumors about Amaya's past begin to swirl, she can't help but feel she has a target on her back. When Kavi goes missing and is presumed dead, all evidence points to Amaya. I thought the other girl died. I thought she died. However, nothing is as it seems. Jayatissa, an Earth expertly unravels that each wedding guest has their own dark secret and agenda, and Amaya may not be the only one with a plan to keep the bride from getting her happily ever after. Oh, wait, is Kavi the friend? Oh, okay. I thought Kavi was the guy. I actually like that the setting is in Sri Lanka. I think that's actually pretty cool. I feel like I would be more into the mystery and everything if I don't feel like the whole wedding aspect is going to be just super over the top. But yeah, I mean, I think it does. I am interested. I think it is interesting that she's talking about like wanting to stop the wedding no matter what. So, you know, what a terrible coincidence that she goes missing. And I actually am curious, like, is she actually the bad guy in this book? Because I find it very interesting that like the main character would be like the villain, and I kind of am into that idea. But yeah, like I said, wedding book. Okay, our last one is a literary fiction. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Okay, if you add this book to your box, your book will ship between July 6th and July 8th. Okay, I wonder if this one's I wonder why. Okay, this moving story of friendship and art making will have you nostalgic for your favorite childhood video games. Gabrielle Zevin. That's a cool last name. Okay, so this one is expected publication is July 5. All right. 4.36, that's good. 900, almost 1,000 ratings. Okay, in this book, two friends, often in love but never lovers, come together as creative partners in the world of video game design, where success brings them fame, joy, tragedy, duplicity, and ultimately a kind of immortality. On a bitter cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Masser exits a subway car and sees amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform Sadie Green. He calls her name. For a moment, she pretends she hasn't heard him. But then she turns and a game begins, a legendary collaboration that will launch them into stardom. These friends, intimates from childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and even before graduating college, they've created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich. But these qualifiers won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or betrayals of their hearts. Is this a little love story? Kind of into that. Spanning 30 years. Wow. Okay. I like when books kind of like span a long period of time. That's kind of cool. Spanning 30 years from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and lands in between and far beyond. Gabrielle Zevins. That's such a cool last name, Zevins. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, and the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect and to be loved and to love. Yes, it's a love story, but it's not one you have read before. Okay, I'm kind of into that. Yeah, I kind of am into that. I like that they, oh gosh, I'm kind of really into that. I like that they kind of reconnect, and then we get to hear like their story over like 30 years. I like that. If there wasn't a romance book that I had already shelved and apparently wanted to read, I definitely would be picking Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. Oh, that cover is really cool too. It's like a wave. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, so I would be picking that one. And I actually might add that to my want to read. I'm kind of into it. So I definitely would be picking that one. Wouldn't be picking the wedding one. Upgrade actually sounded pretty good. And Firstborn sounded kind of like every other thriller, but still probably pretty good. But there's a romance one, like I said before. We always pick the romance book. Unless it sounds completely ridiculous, then I don't pick it. But The Bodyguard. So yeah, pretty excited about it. Love a good romance book. Obviously, I keep talking about romance books. So yeah, those are the picks for this month for July. Let me know what you think of these picks in the comments down below. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!